I would give it a -7. That means
Give me a
it's so
kissy.
bad, it's good.
Drake, you can't have hated this movie that much.
Okay, Drake,
What?
if you
I
had
didn't.
experienced the other bad movies we watched, you wouldn't have hated this movie.
That's not what you should base your rating of. You shouldn't compare it to the movies you saw recently.
You need to
and
move
say,
forward.
oh, I guess this movie isn't that bad because the other
Wipe off
movies
his front camera.
suck
It's
dick.
blurry on the top.
Drake, everything is relative, including morality. Is it really that evil to stab someone if they looked at you funny?
Yes.
You have to take the context into consideration. Hi, I'm Kris.
Massive legend here.
That's Brandon.
Oh, this is.
And this is a tall boy.
I'm tall boy.
That's Drake. We just got out of Purge.
Purge. The
What is
first
it?
Purge.
Yeah, what is it called?
The first Purge.
The first Purge.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
That's a dumb
Because
title.
it's the first one.
It's not the first one.
Yeah. No, it's the first Purge. It's a prequel.
It's just like Xbox One. The Xbox One is
You're just
not.
like Xbox One.
It's not
We're
the
gonna want the
Xbox
windows
One.
down. Yeah. Here. Move forward more.
No, I'm good.
No, you need to. Yeah.
Gotta get your head
You
up.
need
in here.
a smaller car.
This looks stupid.
You need a smaller car.
Why does it look? Why are you putting this up here?
Because of that.
Oh.
Yeah. You can do more.
This is
Move your
so.
head.
This is incredible.
See? That's actually what I should do.
Okay, so
Just making sure.
what did we think of this movie?
I liked it. I liked it because I've seen all the other ones, so I
This
knew
is-
what was going on.
This is the first one I've seen. I went in blind, like pretty much everything.
Everything we've done so far.
Everything we've done so far,
First
I've
dabs.
gone in blind. Drake, this is the first
Backpack.
one you've seen, right?
Drake.
No. I saw the
Backpack.
first two.
You saw the first two. What
Oh,
did you
you
think
did?
of them?
I liked the first one. Enough. The second one was more of the same, but still, it was okay. Not quite as good as the first one, and then this one I was not a fan of.
Really, that's interesting because I've heard people say that the second one is better than the first.
Really?
Yeah,
I
The
thought
second one.
I thought it was lacking a little bit in some areas.
I've heard. What I've heard is that the second and third are the good ones, and that the first and this one are the bad ones. That's what I've heard. This I didn't think this movie was bad. I didn't think it was great. It was. If you've seen all the other good movies out right now, like I have, like if you've seen Incredibles, what else is out right now?
I haven't seen Incredibles 2 yet. But
Incredibles 2 is amazing. You need to see that.
Yeah.
God, yes.
Sicario is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'd like Sicario more. Yeah, I'd say Sicario is probably a better movie than this.
Princess Mononoke is pretty good.
Well, yeah,
I think that's a local thing.
that's local thing.
Local. Oh yeah, because it's
Yeah,
only
it's
in certain
a
theaters.
reshowing. They're putting it back in theater.
Oh, yeah.
Well, not necessarily local, but I think it's a limited release type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
What else is in theaters right now? We were looking earlier, weren't we?
It's nothing much that we haven't.
What else have we
watched already.
seen? Sorry to bother you. That's
Sorry, Body was great. Hereditary was good.
Hereditary. Yeah, if you just want like if you want a dumb movie that still has social commentary, but it's mostly
This is a better thriller than movie than fucking last one.
it's like 30% social commentary, 60%, 50% people running around and being scared and shooting or stabbing other people, and then like 20% white people talking.
Yeah.
This movie is it's another not very subtle movie, kind of capitalizing on recent politics.
Yep. They started making this movie at a good time because they were able to incorporate this shit as it progressed.
Yeah, this is like the hot topic of right now.
I don't know who would support something like that.
The Purge?
That is so
fucking idiots. Idiots would support the Purge. The Purge is the dumbest. I mean, but if you take it as like a social satire, from that angle, it actually does kind of make sense because the movie explains that the Purge doesn't work. People don't.
They had to push
like
it.
Series, it's like
they had to push it to get shit going.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah. People don't do it enough naturally on their own. They don't do enough violence on their own. So they hired mercs and sent them out disguised. Well, barely disguised. They didn't do a very good job, but trying to disguise them and have them incite more violence so they could claim, it works.
I really like some of the masks in this movie. So there's a lot of really cool masks throughout the Purge movies, but these ones are pretty cool.
The one merc who's wearing a black face mask, he gets like strangled out. I like that. Like he gets like the slowest death. Or did he live?
No, he died.
No.
Yeah, he died. Yeah. See, that's what I thought. No, you said he lived though, and I was like.
No, I said he's dead. No, I was asking if the guy that was in front of the truck lived.
Did he live?
I don't know. They never touched back on that.
Fuck if I know.
They bumped fists when he was about to go be badass in the building, and then they never touched back on what happened with him.
So the plot of this movie is pretty simple. Like it's basically the same shit from like the other movies, right?
Yeah, it was pretty. I just keep thinking of the Rick and Morty episode where it's it just spells it all out. That's exactly what the Purge is every movie.
This movie is very simple. It's okay, we're the government, we're like ultra conservative type people, so we hate the poors, we hate the blacks, we want them dead, so we're gonna institute the Purge. Yeah, everyone knows about the Purge now, because this movie like made it mainstream. And I bet in like 100 years, now because of this movie, the Purge is going to be like a mainstream idea, and people are actually going to be like, yeah, that's a good idea, let's implement it. All because of this movie. No, probably not.
That would be a sad day.
It would be.
Fine with
but
Brandon, you're what's wrong with the world.
Huh? I'm what's wrong with the world?
Yeah.
So this is the prequel to the first Purge movie. And they call this one the first Purge, even though it's the fourth one. Because all titles now have to be confusing. You can't just have like a normal title. It has to be something where if you say it, you're not sure whether you're talking about the latest entry or the first one. That's with like everything now.
I didn't learn anything about the Psycho guy, other than he just
Skeletor?
appears and kills people.
The only thing I know about him is that he likes He-Man. And
there's that mask, the bagged mask guy that didn't go anywhere in the crack house. That
Yeah,
was just like a guy that
like
was
random person that looked like they were going to be
just
some
a
cool
spooky
shit.
guy, and
Wait.
then there was the meth heads.
oh, do you mean the guy that was with the mercs?
No, the guy that was just walking through with a bag on his head
With the red eyes.
with like the orange like pupils, and then there were a bunch of like
He was with the mercs though, wasn't he?
Also,
Maybe I'm thinking of someone
now.
else. No,
That's expected.
we spoil things all the time. We don't give a fuck.
Okay.
It's just so we should explain, like we should go through the plot. So so it just starts off, the government they want to do the Purge, and the first place they're going to do it as an experiment is Staten Island in New York.
Yeah, it's posed as a political party that is neither democratic or.
Oh yeah, I'm going to do a stab. But it's like the New Republican Party because they got the NRA's support, and that was like the big shift, I guess. The NRA, because the NRA is fucking huge.
That's true.
So
the NRA is the primary funder.
So what I took from that, the NRA is like the big boy. So what I took from that is that this new party, the NFFA. Is that the name of the party, right?
NFFA? I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
something like that.
The NFFA. I forgot what that stands for, but they're basically like the
National Freedom Fighters
they're like
Association.
No, they're
like
Fathers for America.
Yeah, no, the
New Found Fathers.
New Founding Fathers
New
of
Founding
America.
Fathers, yeah.
America.
Yeah. So how everybody just doesn't see this as a cult. It's kind of surprising.
Everything is like. Well, you already know what's gonna happen because of the first two movies. It's like the Purge is obviously going to become a thing.
Yeah,
like,
and they even have like the Handmaiden's Tale like stuff where they're like, in the speech they're saying right before the Purge starts, they're going like, you know, may God bless us all, and that type of stuff, like using like culty religious language. Just like, how is any like normal person who's
like,
not a
this is
corrupt
okay.
politician supporting this? Yeah.
This doesn't. I mean, it's also like, if that's the Republican Party, they're very protective of the Constitution, and I think, you know, this is
what I took this party as is basically like the alt-right, like, you know, just if alt-right politics continue as they're going,
instead
this is
of
like
horseshoeing, it just went into like a U that accelerated like into the outer space. Like, you're either like this bell curve of alt-right or bell curve of alt-left, but the alt-left wasn't portrayed at all in the movie. It's just all about the Purge.
I don't think the alt-left is a real thing, personally, but
The alt-left
yeah.
is a thing, I would say. Self-cannibalistic alt-left.
What the fuck? I don't talk about fucking politics that much, so that was confusing enough.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck
So,
you just said right there.
the politics in this movie aren't that confusing, though. It's basically everybody who is a good guy
It's just a radical idea portrayed
is
through a
black.
political
It's
party.
like, it's all the black people, and you know,
This is the first one.
they're all poor. It's like,
Jesus.
It's the poor black people versus like the rich.
This
the
is the
rich
first
white
one like that,
politicians.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's
Say, if you think about it, they probably based it all there specifically because there's such a widespread black community. And
Also, just a basic-
you'd take what everybody thinks about black people already, incorporate it into a movie, and say, oh, if we isolate them and tell these specific people everything's okay, they're
I
gonna
like
fit.
the aunt that was just like cool with everything. She was always just like cracking jokes.
the
all
comic,
time.
the comic relief.
The
aunt.
character that just never stopped.
She
cracking
in
jokes.
the middle of the movie, they're holed up in their apartment during the Purge, and she comes in. She's like, "Oh, it's like, here you are. I was trying to find you. I was looking all over. You know, just not really taking it seriously. You know, just like cracking jokes in the middle of the Purge." And she's fucking like, "Oh, I need to shit so bad. It's like I kind of shit myself a little bit on the way over
And
here."
this
It's
is
like, what?
after the point when the government has intervened and started like
this.
mass
sending in
their hit
mercenaries
squads.
and
This-
shit.
So,
this
like,
comic
it's
relief-
known that people are dying now.
It comes out of nowhere. It's just like, oh, it's like we're having like shit jokes now, and like this is like the first joke of that kind, and like the only one in the movie, really. And it's just like, okay, we're just this one scene, we're just gonna have like a shit joke.
Okay, so why was the crazy guy at the start of the movie in like a prison jumpsuit interviewing him about why he just wants to purge?
Because
And then
they're
some guy was like, I like this idea and I'm gonna make it a political party movement and listen
No,
to
I
this
think-
insane man.
No, I think
What the
that
fuck?
was that was after they already decided all that. He was a prison inmate
Yeah,
that was
because-
probably put in there for murdering someone. They let him out as like
Yeah,
him
'cause-
to be the main basis of the experiment.
because
and
they're
watch
like,
him.
we need psychos for this to work. We just need to release psychos who will kill people. So obviously he's a huge psycho.
Yeah.
So they're like, okay,
Yeah, they're like,
like-
okay, he'll,
and
he'll
they
probably.
told him that they
His
get paid
time-
to
yeah.
kill more people.
he came up with the name. I thought you know what I thought they were gonna do? I thought they were gonna go with like the whole like, we're drugging them to make them even more violent
Oh,
angle.
Yeah.
They didn't go that
I
angle.
like the block party thing was pretty funny.
Yeah,
And that was a good idea where it's like no one is actually killing each other. There's just
Well, yeah,
block
okay.
parties. It's
Most
like, well,
people are not fucking most people, if you
aren't
say you
psychos like
can,
that.
most
Yeah,
people, if you
honestly-
say you can kill somebody, you're not gonna kill somebody. Like just
No,
because I say
if
you
a purge
can.
or something like
It's
that
not even
happens,
that. They just say there's
I would
there's no
just join the biggest
laws.
party around.
Everything is legal
Yeah.
on this island.
It's like
so
most-
people are just gonna be like, "Oh my god!"
It's like, hey, no one's gonna
party.
no one's gonna
people-
fucking stop my party. Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Most people aren't just gonna go straight to murder unless you're a
No.
fucking psychopath.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So that's why that's like so the idea of the purge is stupid, but they are obviously going for the heavily like satirical angle of the purge is just the whole idea of, oh, like it gets all their urges out so they're not violent the rest of the year. It's like the movie shows, no, that's bullshit. The real reason is they just want to kill all these poor black people.
They want to reduce the population. They
And
kind of point to that when they're showing
Getting rid
when,
of
like,
the
talking
undesirables.
when they're talking about the stock market crashing, the worst it's been in years, and all this shit happening. It's like they're doing it to reduce the population, so everything goes back to
Their
normal.
idea of fixing the economy is literally just killing all the poor people.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like that. It's basically Thanos.
Modern day Hitler.
It's basically we're just gonna kill a bunch of the population, see if that works.
Thanos did it indiscriminately, though. That was the
Yeah,
difference.
Thanos was better about
we
it.
need like 50% of everything gone.
He wasn't bigoted about it.
Yeah, that was
At least Thanos isn't a bigot.
bigoted.
Yeah, that's the.
You know, one of my
Thanos.
questions is, okay, this like jumps on the whole Thanos thing. It's like, if you do that and you wipe out half of existence, is there like a 50-50 chance that you being the one that wiped it all out also gets wiped out?
I think he's making an exception for himself because everybody like that is hypocritical when it comes to themselves being a part of it.
But I feel like he wouldn't have a choice in the matter.
Well, he has all the stones, so yeah, I think he does.
Yeah.
But
He's the one that made that decision.
Yeah.
I don't think the
It's basically like he's basically God
Yeah.
in a sense. So
Yeah.
okay, we're getting off. We're
Yeah,
talking
that's
about
random.
fucking adventures now.
Hey, dude.
when's the next one coming?
That's how it goes. Probably next year.
That's going to be a 2-hour long review.
So we have to talk about the older women, the two older women.
Oh, dude. Oh
This
my
was
God.
just one scene, but
Where did those old women learn how to make bombs?
it's a goofy fucking
Dude,
scene.
for real.
Drake, you explain this scene
Yeah.
while I do the stab here.
When the young character who wants to kill the murdering psychopath,
Yeah, there are two main characters basically.
it follows a group of people through
Wait,
the whole movie.
that guy, the older guy, he was her boyfriend, right? Or was he her brother?
The main guy was her boyfriend. The younger guy.
And the younger guy was her
the younger
brother.
guy that
Yeah.
got cut was her brother.
Yeah, so there's
Yep.
basically three main characters. There's a young guy who is trying to act tough, but he's like a softie on the inside. He doesn't want to kill people.
Yeah.
The only
There's-
reason he's participating in the Purge is so that he could prove something by getting back at Skeletor.
He wants to kill Skeletor.
the main
the main
He-
villain
psychopath.
guy. Psychopath.
He has like a cross or something on his
He
tattooed on his
has
face.
no, he has a bunch of scars all
Oh,
over his
those
face.
are all scars.
Those are
He
scars.
has
Oh,
like
okay.
it's where you like scar yourself
He-
and you
Scar-
cut those.
In the
scars.
beginning of the
Yeah.
movie, he actually is pretty creepy, pretty intimidating. Like
yeah.
he's just like it's like just his smile. It's
Well,
like
it's just they got
And, like, the way he
close-up on
talked,
the
yeah.
grotesqueness.
I think the actor was pretty good at just being like creepy.
Yeah.
Like I'll give the movie that. Like,
Makeup and everything was good.
at the beginning
Jesus
of this movie.
Christ! Can we? There's an elephant in the room, and it's called the white reporters on the green screen that looked. I can't acknowledge that. I can't not acknowledge.
There
that.
is a scene early on in this movie where it's just
so bad.
reporters talking against a background of just people, and it's a very obvious green screen. It's the only part in the movie that's like that, but it's like why is this green screen so obvious?
Who's that famous? The guy that had the microphone with the glasses in that scene. He's famous for doing the debates, like the presidential debates.
I don't know.
I don't remember his name, but that was him, and it was the worst scene in the movie
Just because it was him.
there was just this cheesy background of a bunch of people with protest signs standing behind like metal gates, and then like it was so poorly done. Their edges were like disappearing. The very edges of their hair, the woman's hair kept like fading in and out. Like they couldn't. Oh man.
Yeah, it definitely took me out of the movie right then. Just like
Yeah, their
this is a
edges
bad
were
green
so,
screen.
the edges of them around their edge looked like fuzzy. They looked like fuzzy people.
okay, wait, so we have to talk about the two older women during the Purge.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
There's the-
explain all that.
When the softie character leaves his little home, which has a locked, that gate is pretty cool.
Yeah, it
House.
is.
There's 3 doors, and it's like a gated facility. It's like reinforced door, and he leaves. And as soon as he walks out, he like realizes he has a gun on his belt. He realizes that like he could die now, or like someone could kill him because the purge has started, and he's outside. And then two old women pushing shopping carts full of stuffed animals in like their nightgowns with face paint on.
They're just cackling.
They're cackling.
They
and
look
it goes
like
slow mo, and it shoots from like so many different weird angles. Oh,
and they're just what do you?
That
I don't.
They're playing up the creepiness.
It wasn't
they're
creepy
like,
though. It was just like, what is?
I think the reason they gave the contacts such a LED color was to add to the eeriness, and it really showed when he was walking down a road and he had people fucking watching him through the windows. I didn't like that scene at all because it seemed very fucking corny.
Oh man, I was gonna talk about that scene. And why did they look like zombies? They didn't look like people.
It was
cowering.
it was all the lighting and all that, and that's why they did
They
the
were
contacts.
like coming up to the
why
glass and like rubbing it like they were zombies.
Yeah,
like,
why are they just staring at him like that? What are they doing?
No normal person would be doing that.
Yeah, they're not acting like
yeah, they would be away from the window because you don't know if some motherfuckers.
But okay, so those two
They have
fucking
gated windows, but like I would still not look outside my window just not to provoke someone.
Yeah, like if he was Skeletor would absolutely just like bust through their doors and kill them if he saw them staring at him like that.
Yeah.
Good thing he wasn't Skeletor. He was just kind of short guy.
Also,
He wasn't Skeletor. He was a Skele bitch.
That's
But-
not how C4 works.
Well, he said it was like C4.
Yeah, that's true.
Like C4.
That's not how explosions work. Big
Wait,
fire.
where are you talking about? When
Very end.
At the end of the movie, an explosion isn't a bunch of fire moving through a room
Oh.
quickly. It's
It's
a
just one
force
big
of,
burst.
like air. Yeah, it's a big
Yeah.
burst of air, essentially.
They just survive by while the explosion is happening, like during it.
During
they
the
just
slow-mo of the
they
explosion,
take the mattress,
guy pulls the mattress over with one arm really quickly, like.
and the big guy protects him and his girlfriend.
Yeah, it's like big
and
slow-mo fire.
he's
and he just
basically
grabs the
Rambo
mattress.
in the second half of this
Yeah,
movie.
he is.
Yeah, that too.
Like
Oh, yeah,
big,
he is.
big old biceps with tank
tank
top,
top,
and he
fucking
has a
guns
big old
everywhere.
gun, just walking through the building, just taking out like big hordes of the bad guys.
I like how
Yeah.
when his whole posse got annihilated by those like drones, the one guy was just sitting on the tire like, nah, it's cool, just go.
Yeah,
Just
that's
go.
what I was talking about. I love
And
like
then
the little fucking fist bump that they did.
Yeah.
But like it never picked up to tell you if he survived or not.
Yeah, he was at the end walking. He was standing,
was
walking
there?
right behind him. Yeah.
Oh,
They don't
He
really
was
make.
fine.
They don't
Why
make
did
that
he
known.
not get killed at all, and he didn't hide behind a car? He was literally just
Yeah,
standing there.
why was the main guy the only one that like
He could walk.
duck and
He
roll?
was
but
fine.
we never finished talking about those two old women.
Oh yeah, fuck.
They put bombs in an alley and spooked
Yeah,
him.
they-
and
They're
They-
like little
paint.
fucking dolls
What I don't-
and stuffed bears and
That was
shit.
pointless.
I don't get.
That's what I was
That
talking
adds
about
to
with
the
the Benny
eeriness,
Hill.
yeah.
No, fucking Benny Hill right there. I was like, what? What is that?
So it's like.
stupid.
So it's like on the one hand, this movie is like, oh,
Just fucking write it in the
they're
open.
not doing a lot.
Don't fucking burn shit. God, you make them so.
They're
fucking
doing a
burn.
lot of. The movie is saying that they're not doing enough violence on their own, the citizens. So they need to bring in the mercs. But on the other hand, it seems like there is a lot of just crazy weirdos doing shit that seems like it would be enough on its. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Squirt, yeah, like him. Like there's like a lot of just crazy fucked up guys who are trying to kill people during this that aren't the mercs, that are just the normal citizens.
Yeah.
Just fucking.
It's
do it in
like-
the open.
Like those old women, I don't get them. What is their end game? They're just strapping bombs to teddy bears and stringing them up in this alley, just waiting for someone to fall into. They're just like
that was fucking good.
they're
though.
just cackling the whole time like witches. Like it was kind of funny.
It sort of took me out of it.
This movie is technically horror, right? Like that's
It's
what
like
they
a
market it
thriller.
as.
I think so.
Yeah, it's not really scary.
It's just an action thriller at this point.
Some parts of it are a little creepy, but not anything where I'm like, whoa, that's messed up, dude. Just like, oh, it's kind of creepy, yeah.
Yeah. the whole Rambo thing at the end was sort of.
I like that just because I'm a fan of just like those kinds of action scenes, but I thought it was cool.
Pretty corny.
Yeah,
Overall, I'd say. But
it's corny.
that's what I was talking about with like, there's the scale of 1 to 10, but then if you go into the negatives, it's like you don't like it, but the higher you go into the negatives, the more you like it because of its corniness or cheesiness. Or like The Room. The Room is a negative 10 because it is so bad, it is good to watch because it's like, it's...
Then what's Birdemic? Because Birdemic is funnier than The Room.
Then that would be your negative 10, Chris.
Yeah.
It's so bad, it's funny.
I love Birdemic.
It's pretty good.
I mean, I wouldn't say this movie's like that. I say this movie is a decent action movie if you're just looking to go to the theater and be fairly entertained. I mean, it...
Creeping. Brandon's trying to take selfies during the video. Thanks, bro.
I'd say I was fairly invested.
I liked the movie.
Not,
It might have been
not
the only
entirely.
But not super invested. Not like... I don't know. What was the worst parts for you, Drake?
The green screen. It's number 1.
That was just one scene, though.
The old women, number 2.
That was another just one. Just a lot of scenes you didn't like just culminated in like a bad movie.
Yeah, it was a lot of
And this marks the end of me picking movies.
No, I still, like I said, it was. I still liked it because it was bad. Like I would say, -6, -7, because it was. I can't.
What?
I want to give it good criticisms. Like it is a good action movie. I agree.
Action movies can be corny.
Yeah.
Well, because anything like this is gonna be dependent on its genres, tropes.
Yeah,
you need
it's
a good horror movie to
because
come out.
it's like the 4th. It's not doing anything
That evil nun.
spectacularly new. It was just sort of like, oh, it's just contained to this island and this group of people, and they killed off just.
Especially
a lot of people.
because I mean I haven't seen
Granted.
any of the other Purge movies, but this movie is doing the same thing as the other ones, right?
It was pretty predictable.
It's like you don't really learn anything about their world.
I didn't get invested because
That you didn't learn from the other movies, right?
No. I thought this one would go in deeper about the corporation and shit, but...
All you know is that
this
there
was just all
is-
about the people surviving.
there's a party in the government that takes over because the other movies exist. All you know is there's a party in the government that wants to do the Purge, and they're like doing shady shit to keep it.
Why is our hero
going.
the leader of like a huge drug operation?
Yeah,
and gang?
He's like good guy gangbanger.
Yep.
But he's not a good guy.
Well, he's a good guy
He's
by the
literally
standards
a
of.
drug lord.
He's a good guy by the standards of the movie. He has he has a moral compass at least. He wants to see his community like.
Survive.
He's like he's like in like GTA or something. Think of like a character you would play in GTA. He's like a drug guy, a drug lord, and he kills people, but like he does it for the community. He keeps his homies.
I didn't get that
Okay.
vibe.
I think that's what they were going for. I think the movie was trying to portray him as like a pretty good guy. You didn't get that?
No.
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 What about the younger guy?
The younger
brother.
guy, yeah, he was.
They were trying to portray him as a good guy, definitely.
He was sort of the tropey soft kid character.
Yeah, he was just like he's in over his head. He's never done this before, so
Yeah.
he can't pull the trigger when he needs to shoot.
He
Skeletor
had the
the
gun.
first time.
He had the gun to the back of Skeletor's head.
Okay.
He was literally just pull the trigger.
Okay, speaking of
And he did the
Skeletor,
softy thing of just never pulling the trigger. And it's like, okay,
Speaking-
well, that was predictable.
speaking of Skeletor,
Skeletor.
that was a disappointing ending.
Oh yeah, he just runs in and.
No, okay, I
You
like
can't- okay.
Skeletor. At the beginning,
No, there's a rule. You can't. You can use coincidence to get your characters into trouble, but don't use it to get them out of trouble, because it just feels bad. When it's like,
just feels lazy.
what
yeah.
do we do? What do we do? They're not planning for this guy who has an RPG. They're not saying anything. They're just like, hold on, we got the mirror, hold on. The guy's like, I'm gonna shoot the RPG. And then Skeletor runs in and like under a second he takes out like 3 people.
He's just killing all these guys with his
like
knife.
if he hadn't shown up, what were they planning on doing about the RPG?
Yeah, they were just like, okay, here, we're just about to take an RPG in a small bedroom. I hope you kids in the closet are gonna be okay. It's like, yeah, okay.
And then what happens to kill them all? To kill Skeletor?
He shoots the C4.
He shoots the C4, and then it turns into like a fucking fireball.
The older guy,
after he gets shot
older main character, I don't know their names. Wasn't the girl like Jock?
They had a lot of characters. They all had characters for like... Everyone in the gang had a name.
Skeletor just dies. He's in the beginning of the movie. They build him up. I think it's pretty effective.
He gets stabbed in the fucking back, and he's still fine. And he's fucking fine.
But yeah, he's a big guy, so okay, whatever.
And then he just gets taken out in that scene. Yeah.
Skeletor's lanky motherfucker. He's tall, but he was like a weird lanky dude. He was lanky.
Yeah.
You missed the scene when so you remember when you went to refill the popcorn?
Yeah. I missed like 5 minutes.
He was talking, he was intimidating the kid. That's why he wanted to like kill Skeletor.
Yeah, I missed
that. He intimidated that kid, and then he took one of those thin razor blades from his tongue and like cut him on the neck. In like under a second, he like razor blade and then like cut him in the neck and then like cackled off. And it was like, what the fuck? And now this guy's like,
that's when you know that was the scene that told you this motherfucker's crazy.
Yeah, he's like.
So he can't. The Purge. He can't do it, and then Skeletor just dies in a lame way that has nothing personal.
There's no redemption.
There's no catharsis or like. It's not cool when he dies. Just like, oh, he's dead. Say it, Drake. Say your thoughts.
I only think they had LEDs in their lights so you could tell more clearly where they were in the darkness.
Probably. That's probably
that
why
scene
they did
when
it.
he like closes his eyes. I'm glad they used that where it's like close your eyes to not
and
be
then
seen.
and then he took it out right away.
Yeah.
I think it's a cool aesthetic.
The colors of some of them reminded me of Detroit.
Yeah, I was also gonna say that.
I was like near the beginning. I was actually thinking to myself like,
wait, you mean?
I was like, did Detroit have? Yeah. I was like, did that have some like effects on this movie? Kris, you're pointing that right at your fucking steering wheel.
Oh.
Dude, be careful.
It's not touching you.
Doesn't matter, the heat can still warp it.
I'm gonna warp your mom.
Yeah.
Like, especially that baby blue. Like, I just had...
Oh, yeah.
I had that blue LED, like, just in my head.
Yep.
Okay, Drake, what's your favorite part?
Favorite part?
Favorite part.
Oh, man.
You gotta be nice now. Nice to the movie.
Nice to the movie. Favorite part? Come back to me.
Brandon, what's your...
I have a couple in mind, but
what's
I
your
need to,
least favorite part? What was the worst part?
Favorite part or worst part?
Worst part.
Worst part? The fucking... Yeah, the whole RPG thing.
The RPG thing was your favorite part?
No, it was the worst part.
Worst part?
Yeah, because it's like you said, if it were coming in, what the fuck were they about to do about an RPG blast to the face?
Die.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
like, we're going to hold this C4 and use it at the perfect second. It's like, bitch, there is no perfect second if you're dead.
Like, he showed up and was like, motherfuckers, and then stabs everybody.
My favorite scene...
He's like Roberto, but...
Can one of these mercs not just shoot Skeletor?
My favorite scene was the water gun scene.
Your favorite?
Yeah.
That scene was pretty funny.
That was my favorite scene, probably.
That was...
He's just some random guy running around.
Looked like a puckered anus, and I was like, this guy's...
Oh, dude, no, okay, I really like the fucking doll face mask.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, what was that?
That was
just
fucking...
a guy running through a tunnel with a weird...
Dude,
like,
that was the best mask in the movie.
How much time did they have to prepare for their masks for this festival? Because, like, that guy had...
No, I think that guy had it beforehand.
Explain...
That guy was into some weird shit.
Explain what happens with the water gun guy.
Okay, so the Softy character and his sister, where were they going or what were they doing? I don't remember.
At that point in the movie,
Need the nugget.
they were just trying to go somewhere
before
safe.
This scene didn't matter because of this scene. It was like, I wish I remembered immediately before, but. So they come around this corner. I think they're going back to their house. Isn't that right before the scene where the aunt gets home.
Yeah, I think they're going
Yeah.
back to their house.
Yeah, so they were like out trying to get.
That was
home.
before. Oh no, they were going to the church because that was before they found Lagretta and the daughter.
Dude,
Yeah.
people in that church get fucked. I mean,
Anyway.
you know what's gonna happen. You know the people in that church aren't safe.
Yeah.
From the beginning of the movie, the first time you see that church, it's like these nice religious folk are about to be massacred.
Yeah.
They're not safe. Jesus won't protect them. Not in this movie. So wait, the water gun guy?
So they come around this sort of corner. It just looks like a street corner with like a bus stop. And this dude in like it's like a raincoat. It's like a poncho, but it's semi-transparent and yellow. And he has like this weird.
It's this really weird dude.
It's like, okay, it's this like yellow mask. It's like almost like a Simpsons, but like closer to an actual skin tone. It's like a soft yellow. I'm good. Grab the pen. It's like a soft yellow. And it's got little eye holes, but he doesn't have LEDs in. And his mouth just comes to like this Birdo tube.
Yeah, he's just doing this for fun.
And then it has like black shit on the end of the tube. And he looks like a weird... I don't know, but he has a gun that looks like a real gun, and he like holds up the two of them.
He goes up to random strangers during the Purge, and he scares them into thinking he's gonna shoot them.
Yeah.
But instead he just squirts them with water and then runs away. Like this motherfucker is having the time of his life, just being a prankster during the Purge. I feel like this would be like Jim from The Office. Like, he's just like, I need to prank these motherfuckers when they can't legally get back at me.
It's like Jim Super Saiyan prankster.
Yeah, like that was pretty funny. This movie had some pretty good scenes. I don't know. You didn't like the older main guy.
The older main guy.
The main character.
Oh, like the drug lord.
Yeah.
Boyfriend.
I didn't like him at first, but as soon as he had to kill the guy that was part of his group and betrayed him, he like changed. Everything about him in the movie changed. He
I
became
saw
more
that
and more.
coming.
They didn't.
That was another like really predictable thing. It's like this guy's gonna try to.
They didn't. This.
I didn't expect him to become so much of the story after that.
They didn't. They didn't give this movie a lot of characterization. Like the characters are kind of thin. It's mostly just. It's a mostly plot-driven movie.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, just watching what happens as the first Purge unfolds.
Yeah, okay, so this is my criticism for this movie.
Yeah.
My favorite part about the first Purge, is that the one where it takes place mostly inside their house?
Mhm.
Yes.
That's
With
what
the
I
little
love
kid
about it.
And the creepy ass doll.
When they said they wanted to like bunker down
But-
and like set up, I want to know about that. I want to know about the people that are like hole up, like waiting for something to happen.
Really?
It's sort of like the end, but
I feel like I'm the opposite. I want to see what's
Yeah.
happening in the greater society as.
yeah,
I want to see what
Well,
what
they were
motherfuckers getting into.
of course. That's why you cover things like Skeletor. You cover like the ticking time bomb that's going to set off the
Oh,
explosion.
yeah, I mean-
in
Yeah.
the, like this
I mean-
place that you're familiar with.
I mean, if they're gonna do both, like I'd be open to that too. Like that'd be good.
Yeah, see, the way I would do it, see, something I also learned is try not
Dude,
to...
dabs make me cough like. a
Try not to
motherfucker.
give too much criticism if you can't think of a way that you would do it better. And this is my way I think I would do it better, was establish like your safe place. Like, think of it like in Resident Evil, you have like your safe rooms, you have your save rooms, where like that place is like, when you're in that room, you know that nothing's gonna fuck with you. You're there to like save the game and just like...
Well, that's what they tried to make the church seem like, was the safe place.
That was like a red herring. Not a red herring, no, that's not
They
the right
didn't. They
term.
didn't cut back to it either. That was just like,
It was like...
they just set it up. Oh look, it's the church. You know it's gonna get fucked up later.
Yeah.
Gets fucked up.
It was like
That's what happens.
obligatory church of people about to be fucked up.
There's the obligatory. These are the people that you care about just because you know they're nice people.
They're just normal people
Yeah,
wanting to
but-
get through this night for the money.
Th-
Which
it's-
is also
Well, I mean,
like...
the main
these
guy,
people are
he
here
was
to get
bunkered up.
money. The main guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he had
He
the guys
was-
who
I
overthrew
think
him.
I think they were
Yeah,
also
he was bunkered up,
That
and
is
then
not
those
how
girls
I would
came
do
in.
it,
I
though.
think they were also doing it as like some sort of protest.
The
Seems
way-
kind of dumb though, if it's staying there as
protest,
like
yeah,
a
that was-
protest. But I don't.
The way I would have done the portrayal was not like, we're announcing the Purge. This one guy's like, hell yeah, let's purge. And then they like threaten him, and it's like, okay, that guy's gonna be the one to fuck this up. It's like, I don't want to see the time bomb until
this-
it blows up. Like, if
this mov-
Skeletor comes in and then the guy also betrays him because of Skeletor, like, there needs to be like, more like, oh my god moments once you have characters to care about. But I didn't care about any of the characters because it's like, that guy's dead.
This
that guy's
movie does
probably
not
dead.
do a good job providing. I mean, the anti-side for the Purge is obvious because it's the normal common sense opinion that the Purge is a stupid idea. They do not do a good job presenting the pro side. Like, why are like normal Americans like for the Purge? They never say why. They never say like why people are supporting this.
Most people in the places are probably towards it just as a chance to like do exactly that, just to steal from places to get better shit, kill people to get people
But
off
that
their
can't be,
shit list,
like-
and then like other people would be against it.
No,
But
well,
the
I
whole
mean,
country-
they're
No.
implying it's like
But that's
It's-
that's what the normal mindset would be, is, oh, I can better my life and all this shit. And only the people who would actually think of it on like an economical level would be like, oh, less population, better stock market prices,
Well,
shit like that.
I think what they're going for
Yeah.
is that they're getting like duped by propaganda. They don't. But you have to get that from the other movies, right? Because they didn't show any propaganda in this movie at all.
Yeah,
they
they
didn't
didn't.
show any. They didn't. It's
The first movie had a bit of propaganda in it. I remember that.
I guess you're
Because
supposed.
the guy worked for the fucking security company.
I guess you're
I
supposed
guess-
to get it from the other movies, which I didn't see. But I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't get.
What was 3 like? Because I guess if this is supposed to...
I haven't seen 3. 3 was election day. Or election
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, wasn't that one supposed to be more based on the political climate than
Yep,
like this
because
movie?
that was
But-
right after Trump was elected.
This is
Oh,
this
yeah,
is a
that's
prequel
right.
though, so shouldn't it explain how we get to this idea that the Purge should be good? It's like they don't show at all like
The ending of
how
the
we
movie is bad.
they don't show at all how we got here, how we got to this idea that the Purge would even be acceptable to try as an experiment. They don't show, except they show okay, things are bad.
Their only basis on it
There's
was
a
at the
recession.
very beginning when they were talking about the stock market prices, when they said that was the lowest in however much time it was.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's the only like real basis that they're putting.
I'm sorry, but that's not enough. We had a Great Depression in the 30s, and the government wasn't like, "Hey, how about we start killing people?" It's like we need
Well, this
this.
is a more fucked up world.
We need the. Well, yeah, but I think we should show. I think they should show a little more something. And I think my biggest criticism with this movie is just the characters are thin.
Mhm.
There's not really much reason to care about them.
Yeah.
Drake, you were going to say something more earlier?
The
Sorry,
end
I
of the
interrupted
movie,
you.
it's just them all injured walking together in a group once the alarm
yeah,
for the 12
yeah.
hours being over. They're just like all walking out, people are injured and bleeding out, and they're like, what do we do now? And it's like, we fight. It's like,
Yeah. We know you lose.
Yep.
well,
We know that for a fact
what
because
about
this is a
everyone that
prequel.
just died? What about like everyone?
And where did all these people suddenly come from?
Yeah.
Because everybody in the building
They
up
were
to where
hiding.
they were at or were dead.
My favorite
They
scene in
cleared
the
out
movie.
Other buildings? I don't know.
My favorite scene in the movie was probably the fight scene once he goes Rambo.
I mean,
All the way up to they get to the room with like the RPG. It's weird
The-
that he just got like more and more guys. It was sort of like
it was Rambo. The
Yeah.
guy, the scene where he's in the stairwell with those two guys.
Oh, yeah.
And he's beating them up by himself. I mean, that was pretty cool.
oh yeah.
And then he chokes out
Oh.
that guy in blackface.
Yeah, yeah, some of the hand movements when he was strangling him from the guy being strangled, those looked really fake. Yeah, like he looked like he was just like slapping him, like oh no, stop.
No.
Like at
No,
first,
dude, I'd be punching him.
Yeah,
like,
the
I'd be
first-
trying my best
he's
to
being-
fucking.
at the start of it, he was
suffocated,
like
Yeah, I'd
grabbing
still
at
be
his
trying my
face and
best to.
he was like trying to push on his face and his forehead or whatever. He was like actually going for the face like you would, but like really quickly he just went to like slapping and like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah, isn't
and then
this guy?
grasping like his arms weren't long
I mean, yeah,
enough to
isn't
reach
he?
his face.
Isn't he supposed to be super strong? But
Yeah. Yep. And then
I don't know.
And
So they
it's-
foreshadowed it too when he was saying they didn't know how to die. They were foreshadowing that shit.
Oh yeah.
that he wouldn't die.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, I mean,
you
he
can
was,
probably
like,
you can just assume that because he's the
yeah,
protagonist.
protagonist.
None of the protagonists die.
Yeah. I also
Yeah.
like the second movie because of the main character. He's like this really tough guy, but he protects like the other people. That's also like a good story in this kind of movie where it's like you can watch the crazy people go crazy, and then see your safe people, and then like they cross paths, and you're like, oh my god.
Were the characters better?
In two,
Yeah.
I think the characters are best in the
Yeah.
first one.
yeah, I think I like the yeah. See, in the first one, it's just a house, and they have
It's just one family,
it's
so you
a
have the
lot less
entire
space
movie.
to focus on, so you can go more in depth with those characters. And the second one, they sort
Yeah,
of
this-
expand it.
The bad side of doing a lot of switching around of character focusing is that you don't have a lot of time to focus on any one character. So
Yeah, once you have more people to focus on, it's like your time is split, so you got to get more done quicker.
yeah, it's like all we really know about these characters is younger guy. He's kind of naive and new to this, and he's got a nice heart probably, but he's trying to be all tough. That's all we really know about him. The older guy, all we know about him is he's sort of a badass. He's kind of Rambo
He's a
when he
drug
wants to
lord.
be.
He's like a crazy drug lord with one of those bodyguards that is like a super badass, but it's also his sister.
Yeah,
She was like,
we don't really know anything about her except she's
just like,
a woman
yeah.
who wants to be a supporting woman
I
as
think
women be.
I think he, shit. I lost my train of thought. Oh man, that movie.
Let's put on Soul Sister until you get it back. Get it?
What was your favorite scene, Brandon?
I like how you guys never ask me a question.
What is your favorite scene?
Yeah, what's your favorite scene, Chris?
Water gun was pretty good.
Oh yeah,
You
that
just
was my
like
favorite
the
scene.
water.
The when he was Rambo in the stairwell was pretty good.
What was your least?
I like the way they fell down the stairs when they were like tumbling.
Yeah.
It looked
It looked pretty real.
It looked okay. Like something about it. I want to say it looked exactly real, but I need to like actually go watch someone fall down the stairs exactly like that because like it looked good for what it was. It looked really good. I was like, whoa, holy shit, this is a good scene.
I liked
That's
when
why I say I like that whole combat scene. It's like I like that
Yeah.
several part. It was all right.
I like when they're all together in the house
Mm-hmm.
and they're just like, and then that's when they have the comic relief
Yeah.
with the aunt.
See, I like the strangling scene. Reminds me. It just reminded me of what was it? Inglourious Bastards. That strangle scene. Ah man, that was learning that was like real. Was like, oh my god, that feels weird to watch. But
So Drake, you're kind of giving conflicting messages. Like it's like, oh, it's bad, it's corny, but I still kind of liked it. So
that's what I'm saying.
Would you
is,
recommend it? Would you recommend seeing it?
That's what I'm.
Or
That's
fuck.
why I said like
Sure.
-7 or -6 is like, yeah, it's like a good corny action flick.
So that seems like a
it.
recommendation
Yeah.
overall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
corny action flick recommendation.
Yeah, I'd say if this isn't my first recommendation to see in theaters right now, depending on what you've seen, I'd say Incredibles.
Sorry to bother you.
Sakar, yeah, sorry to bother you if it's playing near you. That's a good movie. Sicario's pretty good.
This is my first movie in the series, so I don't know any of these because I haven't seen them.
It's okay, you're gonna catch up soon.
Oh shit!
Hey.
I definitely see this over Mamma Mia 2 or
God.
Unfriended Dark Web.
I'd see.
Oh, I'm sorry, Unfriended. Here we go again.
I would see the fucking Barney movie before I saw Mamma Mia again.
Is that coming out?
No, like the
Good.
original creepy ass Barney movie. I'd watch that before I ever watched Mamma Mia.
Oh, Ant-Man. Definitely see Ant-Man. Before this.
Before this.
I'd see Ant-Man before this.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Anything more you guys want to say about it?
I can say a lot of things about it, Chris, but
Anything you haven't said yet? Did I ever say my least favorite scene? What is my least favorite scene?
what was your least favorite scene?
That green screen was pretty bad, I'd have to agree.
Oh my god. I
Fuck,
didn't want to
let's
harp on
see.
that too much. I let it
No,
go.
it's one scene, so you can't
Like
be too bad
it-
on
it-
but it is early on, so it
it
kind of
rips
like
me
what?
out. Stuff like that, Chris.
Yeah,
One of the Transformers. Okay, I know
the Transformers movies are dog shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the scenes I was watching, there's an explosion where Shia LaBeouf and Megan Fox are running away in the desert
That's
from
the
the
third one.
explosion. What?
It's the third one.
It's the third one?
Or the second one, right?
Okay. It's got a little bit more of a pass, but I watch an explosion from like the probably like half-mile away explosion in the background. You can see some of the flame effect go in front of Megan Fox's like arm as she's running, and like it goes over into her shirt just a little bit. And it's like one of those things where I'm watching. If I ever watch that movie, I'm only watching to see that point exactly, because like it's one of those scenes that hurts so much as someone who has spent a little bit of time editing.
I
Yeah.
have all of them unopened in my room
It's like
Why?
because I liked the movies.
I never try to look at a movie too critically.
I like the first three,
time.
and then-
I try to do the suspension,
Once they took Megan
But-
Fox out, it was shit.
and I'm usually really good at that.
But that's what we have to do for these.
Yeah,
Look at them critically.
critically, yeah.
But still, you still have to look at them from also an angle of just going to see it for fun.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah,
it's like a
there's-
good cheesy action.
There's
film.
two sides. That's what I think. There should be two sides to reviewing a movie. As like a serious film, like from like an art angle, basically. Like, how good is it as a film, and then how good is it as just something that entertains you while you're eating popcorn?
Oh, I wanted to say, I can see why the main character could be portrayed as cool, because he's like, fuck this shit.
He's just kind of rebellious.
He's like,
yeah.
let's just bunker down and fuck this shit.
He's just like,
There
let's
are
just
several
fuck them
ways
up.
that can just go bad in itself, but
They survive because they're good.
yeah, it
Against
doesn't,
mercs.
It doesn't stop the fact that he's still like just a kingpin.
A drug lord.
Yeah, he's literally just like a slumlord kingpin, and that's
Yeah, I mean,
that.
You have to dig pretty far.
Yeah, you have to dig pretty deep to be like, this is a good guy, because they literally had like a lab of people cutting drugs in underwear in like some
With
remote warehouse.
masks on.
Yeah. They did like the whole show
Well,
off where they
if-
had like different compounds.
if you
and
have-
it's like, where the fuck did they get
He had a
that?
storage
if you're
room
of a
dedicated to
libertarian
guns and
mindset, you could argue that he's just making the drugs, and if the people choose to buy them, supply and demand.
shit. The girls do coke in his room before they try to kill him.
That's true.
No, I mean, yeah, he's
Also saw that.
he's not the best
Yeah.
person in the world, but he's a badass.
Yeah,
so.
the two strippers. No, not strippers.
The two bottom bitches.
Yeah, the two bottom bitches get turned by the guy who wants to start the rebellion against the protagonist, and they try to stab him in the throat with little daggers they had in the pool table, in the pool table.
Yep.
She pulled it out of the pool table.
One of the fucking
When they hid it in
pockets.
his room where he could have just been looking around. Maybe he could have just been shooting some fucking pool and found the little dagger and been like, these bitches planning to fucking kill me. Like,
What these bitches trying to do?
yeah. Maybe she put it in when she was sitting on the table. You could argue that because, you know, she was like laid out on the table like, oh yeah. Like, remember?
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
She could have dropped it there. But like, why would she just leave it there?
Oh,
That's
she
so
walked
risky.
him over to the pool table, so she put it there when he left the room to call.
Okay, that's fair.
then,
I would call that a fair
like,
argument.
yeah, and then
for that.
But where'd she get it from to put it in there?
She probably got it
Probably
from
just
the
had
guy.
it on her. But
So why didn't she just why didn't she
didn't
just
she
pull
get
it off
patted
of
down
her?
or something? Like if
Like
you're
right
Purge,
away.
if you're
Probably.
Darman, like what? I guess the level of trust they would have, that's like an F level of
Well, I
trust.
mean,
but
these
he
are like
still
their
let
main.
them walk.
They were their main girls.
Yeah.
So they have like a built relationship with them.
They still turned. They actually turned and like tried to kill him.
Because they
And
also had a built relationship with the
He
other
lets
guy.
them go too.
He lets them go
because
and
of
kills
that,
all the other
because
guys.
of that respect.
Because they're women.
To teach
Yeah.
them a fucking lesson.
Wow. Brandon, is that how you feel about women?
No, that's his.
All
that
women.
was his words.
All women
Yeah.
need to be taught a lesson. Brandon Couch, 2018.
I
Yeah, I
never
don't think
said
he
that.
ever said. I don't think he ever said that he was teaching them a lesson.
No.
He said it to that. I think he said it to that guy.
No, he said leave the girls. They need to. They need to be taught why you don't fuck with us, or some shit like that.
Teach women a lesson. 2018. Brandon Couch.
I never fucking said that. Oh my god, I hate you.
Any more comments, questions? I think overall.
Comments, questions. I have a question. What is the point of this movie in the overall universe of the Purge world?
Yeah. Why is this seen as a good thing? Like, how does this become the norm after it's just like...
What does this really explain about the Purge that the other movies did?
Well, they never really showed
this
you any
universe-
sort of outcome with it. They never
this
showed you how
universe-
any sort of numbers changed or anything, so you don't really know if there was a benefit to it.
In this universe they made, isn't like the second or third movie, doesn't it go on for like 5-10 years or some shit like that?
Yeah, I'm pretty
In
sure.
this universe, America is like all for going nuts on one night and just like...
Well,
the amount of cleanup you would need after that one night would take up the rest of the year, and that's like basically what you'd be doing because of all the damage and all the killing that would be happening.
No, but it happens in the poor areas mostly, so they just...
Yeah, that's like the whole thing is like the high ups have their fortresses above the slums, and they just let the poor people die, and it's like the culling of the poor. That's why I just think it's Rick and Morty episode just like it lays it out all right in your face, full of fart jokes.
Yeah, I mean,
And it's the same formula almost every movie, but they've gone away from there. That's the first one was like more horror.
So do you think they should have made this
Horror-ish.
movie?
What?
I liked it. So yeah.
I like it as a corny action flick. It's good.
You
It's good at 10.
think it's a movie that should have been made though?
Yeah.
Purge prequel.
Brandon, name your top 3 favorite things about this movie.
The water gun scene, that
Uh-huh.
the really cool looking doll mask.
Oh, the one with the creepy dude in the sewer?
Yeah.
Did anyone actually explain fully what it looked like? This like creepy
Oh,
old
yeah,
guy.
It was like
we didn't talk
fucking-
about that scene.
So it was like a
Yeah,
sack.
that-
It was like a gas mask, and he had a baby or
yeah,
doll
can,
head,
you
baby
can
doll
see,
head
you
on
can
the
see
mouth.
his eyes. And the
Yeah,
top
that
of
guy-
his head.
that guy
Yeah,
wasn't
and
a
every
merc.
time like his voice would make a vibration, is what I'm guessing. It would cause the baby's eyes to fucking blink like crazy.
And it would make like just spastic baby sounds.
Yeah, that was my favorite.
Yeah, and it was like this weird contraption.
I
think
want
it was-
to-
I think
I want
it was
to
when he was
remake that.
breathing.
I
You were
like-
saying something. I mean, same thing.
I think he was saying something.
I like
yeah.
how
think
there's
it's-
all these fucking
I think
weird
it's the
ass.
vibration from his voice that was causing it.
I like how there's all these weird ass psychopaths in Staten Island,
Yeah.
but the people who are organizing the purge are like, fuck, there's not enough. There's not enough killing. It's like, even though there's all these fucking psychopaths, like people who hang out underneath sewer grates and
I
pull
do
them
two
under.
things I like and one thing I don't.
I like how the block
Sure.
parties
Okay.
started up.
The one thing I don't like is a thing me and Kris brought up the other day, that in all these movies, not really anyone tries to rob anything. They're always trying to kill each other.
No, they talked about that in the news. I don't mean to cut you off, but there's the news report, like
No, yeah, people were robbing stuff.
when they were
without
back
killing
in
them.
the they were back in the command room, they made like
Well,
a
they don't
news
show it
report.
very much.
They don't show it, they just talk
like,
about
It
it.
like it was like not even like a 30-second scene of them being like, well, the violence is not as high as we expected after the first kill. It looks like a
Yeah.
lot of looting and block parties. Blah, 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 blah.
Oh,
Yeah.
you sound like Hank Hill right there.
Well,
Sound like a lot of looting
So,
and
but-
block party.
dang it, Bob.
But wouldn't that give it away though if they're reporting that that's what the goal is? Isn't the stated goal of the purge for people to get out their criminal urges
Yeah.
so they won't do it for the rest of the year?
That was really played down. That was
But-
not like a big part.
Yeah,
of
but the
this.
real but
I mean, not everyone wants to fucking kill each other. Some people just want to party.
yeah, but it seems
Yeah.
like they're just reporting it like what the real goal is to kill people, and they're like,
Yeah.
oh, not enough people are dying, so it's like.
It's like they say everything is legal with the hopes that people start killing each other.
You're just giving away your plan, your secret plan, which is everybody kill each other. All the poor people kill each other.
When you got up to take the popcorn, or to refill the popcorn and shit,
Yeah.
or no, when you were buying the popcorn,
Yeah.
Drake took the first hit off of the dad pin, and I went to warn him not to take a big hit and let it all out at once, and he let like most of it out and realized it was a huge cloud, and I was just like, oh my fucking god.
It's fine. I've let off big clouds.
Yeah,
I did my first time vaping inside too, remember? I was like, oh, this should be fine, and I was like, oh wait, this is
Kris,
thicker.
I handed Kris the pen, and he took a big dab, and then he put it in the popcorn. But he blew into the popcorn.
I never
so it
got
went
it
back
back.
out.
I didn't know you were even passing it.
No, Kris handed it back to me after he took his dab.
You cuck.
I'm sorry, I forgot.
You were hoarding the popcorn to the two of you
Thank
too.
you.
You never like
Thanks,
reached for it.
I just, cause it was on the other side of you, I had to like actually lean over a bit and reach. I just didn't want to do that.
I
the
didn't
whole
know
time.
how much popcorn you want. I didn't know.
No, it's okay. I might buy
Okay.
myself like a small.
So we need to talk about a little bit more of the baby mask scene. So there's the dude in the sewer who was it the aunt? No, it was the.
No, it was the sister.
The sister.
The sister, yeah.
The sister was running.
Oh, when she was by herself and trying to get to the church, right?
Yeah, she was by herself and she was running, and she gets tripped by this guy in a sewer wearing a baby mask, and he starts like grabbing her legs and trying to like pull her in.
He's like fucking the Pennywise from It.
Yep.
Sorta.
It's like, who is this random psychopath in Staten Island? He's like, oh, a day when I can do anything I want, I'm gonna put on a doll mask and hang out underneath a sewer crate and
so
pull
it's like
people
this
underneath. Like,
weird, like skeleton-looking, creepy hands, like old dude.
but they need to bring in
fucking Kris
mercs.
keep her underground.
'Cause
Trying
I-
to grab this lady's pussy.
I guess despite all these fucking psychopaths, if there just aren't enough, they need to bring in mercs.
Hey Kris,
They do
this
what?
must really be political satire if that guy's trying to grab him by the pussy.
Oh, he literally grabs the sister's crotch, like right. He's like grabbing right
he
on
grabs
it.
her,
It's not
pulls her
subtle
into
about it.
about like knee level, where her knees are sort of falling in a bit, and then he just like starts like grabbing at the outside of her genitals on her jeans.
vagina.
Yeah, he's just like
He's
grabbing,
grabbing at her
He's
pussy.
just going for it. He's
fucking-
like grabbing at it with like both hands. He's like being a fucking creep.
Fucking.
So she
I'm gonna
like,
stand outside and smoke.
what happens? How does she get away?
Okay.
Doesn't she like do something crazy? Oh, she has pepper spray. She pepper sprays
Oh yeah,
him
she
in
just
the
pepper
eyes.
sprays him.
She
Yeah.
gets up, like kicks him in the face, and like runs away. And then she's like,
Do you like that scene?
"No,
No.
Well, it was funny because she's after that she says, I think she says like crazy ass pussy grabbing nigga and like runs away.
Oh yeah. Oh dude, this movie was full of comedy. I like it.
This is like another another movie we're seeing where it's almost entirely black people, except for like the politicians that they cut to. Sorry to bother you.
No, I was thinking about the one that's coming out that we're gonna see. The one that looks really fucking good.
You mean
Black Klansman?
You mean the Stan Lee one?
No, the Black Klansman.
Dude,
yeah.
Oh.
No, not Stan Lee. Spike Lee. Stan Lee.
Is there anything left to say about this movie?
Is there? I mean, have you said everything you wanted to?
I just want to talk about that trailer we saw for the.
Yeah, let's talk about trailers.
That trailer we saw while we were waiting for that new movie with what's his name from The Big Lebowski. I can't. Jeff Bridges.
Bridges.
Jeff Bridges.
Bridges. Yes.
Huh?
Jeff Bridges.
Jeff Bridges.
Yes.
I want to see that movie.
That's what's it called? Fuck.
It was about a hotel that's on the border of two states.
Bad Times at El Rancho.
Yeah, Bad Times at El Rancho. Rancho?
It wasn't El Rancho.
It was. Look it up.
Drake, look it up quick.
I like the trailer for that movie.
Yeah, that movie looked like.
A lot of trailers give away some pretty like key points in the movie.
I hate when trailers give away too much. It's like, don't spoil it. Don't spoil the movie for me, please. That trailer looked interesting.
El Royale.
Yeah. It wasn't
right with it, starting with
it wasn't Rancho.
Oh yeah.
I was right with the R.
It has Jeff Bridges.
Kris. Dude, it's got John Hamm. Candy Spade. Jeff Bridges. Yeah, dude.
You say it's got John Mayer?
No, not John Mayer. John Hamm. He played. Oh, shit.
It looked like it had gorgeous geography. The mountains they were in.
Oh yeah, it looks so good.
Like Twin Peaks or something.
I want to know what was with like the bank robbery. Like what?
Yeah, the trailer, it doesn't really say that much about the plot, but
it just shows
it
like
makes,
a couple like quick scenes of like some.
It makes you interested.
I love how it like at the start it's so like cheesy. It's about like two hotels competing on like this border of a state, and then it like towards like the end when you're like, okay, is that like the whole movie? It's like, well, no.
Isn't there like a murder?
Yeah, it's like, I think there's like a bank robbery. The dude has like a mask with like a duffel bag full of money and like a gun. And he gets out of this like car. I'm saying in this like and all that shit a lot. Like lickety. Anyway.
Now that I've seen.
I'm excited to see it. It looks.
Now that I've seen a second preview for that.
I'm gonna try to avoid
Muppet movie.
Oh god.
Now that I've seen a second trailer for it, it kind of looks dumb.
That movie looks bad. That movie looks like a poor man's Seth MacFarlane's comedy.
Like a shitty Sausage Party ripoff.
Yeah, like it.
What's that?
It's just raunchy Muppets. Like it's sort of overdue.
It looks like that's going to be the one joke they have. Hey, it's Muppets. You know, things that are usually associated with kid stuff, but we're going to make.
Here's a raunchy.
Yeah, we're going to make sex jokes. Get it? It's funny
this
because
is for parents who have to watch that show all day.
Yeah, like
this is like their.
It's obvious.
It's something
it's obvious stoner humor.
It's something that you can do well, but the trailer makes it look like they're not gonna even try.
Yeah, I just want to talk more about the El Royale.
We obviously gotta watch it, but we can be really high when we do.
Wasn't there another new trailer that we saw? What's that YA movie that looks like it could be good?
Which one?
The one I said that looks like it's YA. But like
the young adult one that could be good. I don't remember, but it's about some kid who found.
By the producer of Stranger Things?
Yeah.
Or director or something. And
dude, I gotta pee.
So do I.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap this up.
Yep. We would all recommend this movie. Fuck, I keep leaning my head back, but
I would recommend it, but it's not a must-see. I recommend it in the sense of if you're just looking for a dumb
like if you like the Paranormal Activity movies, or you understand like why they keep going on, then you'll like this.
If you want a dumb action thriller that has social commentary about Black Lives Matter, Say yeah, it's entertaining. Definitely not a must-see, but I don't regret seeing
Here,
it.
let's redo it.
We're not finished with this yet. Did you give your final thoughts?
I would say if you want a Purge movie with less horror and more corny action fun, see this Purge. If you want more of like a
home base,
a more character arcy, like sort of horror thriller, then see like the first one. If you want like a lone wolf badass saves some people, see.
That's almost out.
In like a pretty decent action movie.
Refill it.
I wouldn't say.
Kris, refill it first. It's not going to get hot enough.
It's a fun movie. See number 2. I can't talk about number 3 because I haven't seen it, but I'd say yeah. If you want all the fun of the Purge and its plotline and none of the super crazy horror except for that choking scene, then this is the movie for you. That choking scene was, I mean.
Yeah, nothing was really.
It wasn't
scary
that horrific. It was just it held the camera there for like a little too long. I would say it was just like, okay, the guy's dead and he's dead.
Yeah, like this movie
and
was.
they took off the mask and did like a cheesy line. And it was
horror.
like,
horror,
okay.
not even really that much of a thriller. It was mostly action.
Yeah, it was like corny action fun.
Jake, your rating system is weird.
I'm using.
How many movies is that we've seen?
4?
No, like with this week of 3 movies.
Go see Deadpool 2.
1,
Do it
2.
again and again and again and again and again.
Are you sure?
And again,
How about
and
Mamma
again,
Mia?
again,
No,
and
I've seen
again,
3.
again.
We've used all
Go
3.
watch Deadpool and Deadpool 2.
When do they restart?
Do it.
Friday.
Do it 3
Shit.
times.
Dude, tomorrow's $5,
Friday,
so.
Friday I have
five
I'm
times?
going to that party that I was supposed to go
See
to.
Deadpool 2.
Deadpool 2 is out of theaters by now.